Canon G5X Mark I. Is this the best value vlog camera in 2019? Compact point-and-shoot cameras have long been a favourite with casual video creators and vloggers, and the Canon G5X Mark I was no exception. However, since the release of the G5X Mark II, we're now seeing the used market flooding with these almost 4-year-old point-and-shoots. So the question is, does its £300 to £400 price tag represent a good value option for a first vlogging camera? Featuring a 1-inch CMOS sensor, the G5X Mark I can record 1080p video at up to 60 frames per second. Now it does use the slightly older Digic 6 processor, but that still can render pretty decent quality video straight out of the camera. With its integral zoom lens, the G5X Mark I has a 4x optical zoom from 8mm up to 36.8mm. This also has a variable aperture between f1.8 and f2.8. Interestingly, it also features a 3-stop lens shift image stabilization system. This is combined with an electronic 5-axis image stabilization, which proves to be a fantastic feature for any run and gun video shooter. Features such as the 3-inch fully articulating touchscreen, built-in ND filtering, and the electronic OLED viewfinder are welcome additions for any kind of video creators. But enough of the specs, let's just jump in and look at the good bits of the Canon G5X Mark I. The first up is the ease of use, and in reality this is an incredibly easy camera to use. There is no learning curve. It is quite literally a point and shoot. That is huge for the new content creator. Also, it does just render a really pleasing looking video straight out of the camera without the need for any color grading or correction. Again, a really huge factor for the new content creator. The continuous and touch autofocus modes are also really solid here. They're a welcome addition for new filmmakers. For sure, these aren't as good as what we see in some of the bigger DSLRs from Canon, but they do still deliver. And when combined with that fully articulating touchscreen, the G5X really comes into its own in that run and gun, fast-paced vlogging scenario, especially for any single shooters out there filming in that selfie style. And finally is the image quality. Now for sure, this isn't a B-roll beast. It is not gonna blow you away. But what it does do is render you a really decent and pleasing looking image straight out of the camera without the need for any heavy lifting in post at all. And in many ways, that's all anyone is going to be looking for if they're using this camera in 2019. But with all that said, let's jump in and look at the bad bits of this 4-year-old compact camera. So straight up, it is lacking in many of the features that people are demanding from cameras now, even compact point and shoots in 2019. There is no 4K here, there is no slow-mo features, and yes, that image quality isn't as good as some of the cameras that are coming out today. And sitting alongside those lack of features is the price point it sits at. That £300 to £400 price point is a very competitive one. There's a lot of cameras that you can get for that money. But in all honesty, there's very few cameras at that price point that offer the ease and quality straight out of the camera that the G5X Mark I will give you. So for the intended user in mind, the first timer and the new vlogger, that price point may not be as big an issue. So for sure, it's always hard to fully recommend a camera that's recently been upgraded to a more fully functional version. But for the new filmmaker that's on a budget, the value that the G5X Mark I represents certainly makes this a solid first choice of camera. So for some more information on the G5X Mark I, there's some links below. And whilst you're down there, why not consider subscribing to our channel or even signing up to the Filmmakers Club on Patreon. That's been my grab and go review of the G5X Mark I. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.